Well, can you all hear me? Yeah, can anyone hear me? If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up.
I can hear you.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. We are waiting just a couple more minutes to have other people join, and then we're gonna keep starting. So again, we really appreciate you taking the time to join us. We're gonna be starting in just about 2 minutes. Okay. Again, thank you so much. Yeah. So can everyone hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Well, I think we should get started, and then while we wait for everyone else to join the live stream and the Zoom meeting, we can get started now. So, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Emmanuel Champo, and we are super excited to have you here as we talk about like our journeys through graduate school, specifically the STEAM program, and some of or maybe like ways in which maybe the STEAM program might be the right fit for you. So to talk about what we're going to be talking about today, we're going to have a little bit of introductions. Then we're going to have a run through of what the STEAM program is all about. We have a little bit of interactions between ourselves where I will be asking my really smart classmates some of their thoughts, and then we can get into a Q&A. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to either leave it in the Zoom chat or on the YouTube live stream, and I'll be sure to make sure that those get answered as well. So again, we are really appreciative of you joining us, and I can't wait to share. We can't wait to share all that we know about STEAM with you. So hope everything is good. So to kick things off, I'm your host, Emmanuel Champom, a current graduate student at the University of Notre Dame's STEAM program. And we'll talk more about the STEAM program later on. But prior to coming to graduate school, I did my undergrad at Berea College in computer science and math with a minor in French. And I got the opportunity to work a little bit as a machine learning engineer at Morgan Stanley. And then I got the itch to be an entrepreneur and to jump into entrepreneurial things. And coming from my background, a STEM background, realizing that hey, this STEAM program, which is targeted mostly towards STEM students, helping them become entrepreneurs, might be a right fit for me. That's why I decided to join this particular program. I enjoy building technologies, especially in the machine learning space, and hopefully after STEAM, I get to employ all that I've learned in the machine learning field. So that's a little bit about me. We go next to Destiny. She's gonna give a little intro.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Destiny Osagi, and I'm also in the ESTEEM program. Before coming to ESTEEM, I went to Xavier University of Louisiana. That's in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I studied biology with a minor in chemistry and Spanish. So I decided to choose esteem just because like I've always been interested in business. I actually have my own business right now. It's an online boutique. So it was something that I feel like really fit me and my personality and the things that I like because I also enjoy STEM. So yeah. After esteem, I hope to work in the field of public health or just anywhere in the healthcare field. So yeah.
And then Kezi can go next.
Hi everyone, my name is Casey Okich. I am also part of the STEAM class of 2021. And before coming to STEAM, I went to Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia, where I did my undergrad in computer science. I've always wanted to build skill sets or entrepreneurship skill sets because I've been interested in business. But having a tech background, I did not have that knowledge of or the language to speak business. So after doing my research, I realized that coming to STEAM and merging that with my tech background would be perfect fit for to jumpstart my career in that line. And also the fact that entrepreneurship helps you build skill sets for yourself and for the people around you. And that is actually what we do at STEAM. So that is one of the reasons why I chose STEAM. After STEAM, hopefully I will build more on my business and also get to work in a tech business space. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Thank you guys for the intro. Now we're gonna move swiftly into what esteem is. So Destiny has already prepared a nice presentation, and as she's going through, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them either in the webinar, the live stream chat, or in the Zoom chat, and then we'll be sure to address them later on. So over to you, Destiny.
Okay. Um, Okay, so just to give you guys a little background about Esteem, in Esteem you'll be getting a master's in entrepreneurship, technology, and innovation. So we really focus on being multidisciplinary. So we work in College of Science, Business, and in engineering. So like I said before, it's a multidisciplinary graduate program. It's a very short academic year, so we started in July and we will be graduating in May. So it's very short, and you will be getting your Master's of Science, like I said. So, yeah. So, these are the three things I'm going to talk about: classroom experience, your capstone experience, and extracurriculars. So, starting in the classroom, we have our business curriculum. So far from these things, we've done the entrepreneurial immersion, design entrepreneurship, launch strategy, technical marketing, accounting, and finance. And the rest of these classes at the bottom, we haven't started yet. Um, each semester, we get an option of a technical elective, and that is up to you to choose. So, just a little bit about these classes. The design entrepreneurship is one of the ones that I really liked. It teaches you not only about business, but also like building things and creating things. So like you may have an idea, but actually like putting that idea into something that's tangible. I also like lunch strategy. It really helps you with your capstone experience, and how to get whatever it is you're working on to the place that you want it to be, how to accomplish those deliverables. The technical marketing class is definitely my favorite. Our professor is a really great marketer, and he reminds me so much of like a, well, not reminds me, but he's more of a person who's not like the typical marketer. He's not someone who would like push products that he doesn't believe in. So he's really great in that class, in that aspect. Um, moving forward. So the capstone. So your capstone will take up most of your time. We have three different types of capstone. So we have industry sponsors, which is like a business. It could be a large business or small startups. Notre Dame research. So you may be working with a faculty member and a founder's idea. So that's just saying like you came into ESTEAM with your own idea and your own business that you would like to start, and they will give you the chance to work on that one. Currently, the one I am working on is kind of a mix of industry sponsor and Notre Dame research, because it's not exactly a faculty member, but it does come out of Notre Dame. So, your extracurriculars, one of the things we do like maybe every other week is innovation rallies. And so that's just like, sorry for the noise. That's just like you have different people come in to talk to you about their experience as an entrepreneur, and just like their journey to where they are. Yesterday we heard from the starter of Torju, which deals with animal health. So that was really interesting learning about her experience and like how she got to where she is today. Um, we have talks with other cohorts and other programs. Um, this year is a little different with traveling just because of COVID. We aren't allowed to do any Notre Dame sponsored travel, but usually without COVID in a normal year, we would have the opportunity to travel to places where you could do stuff for your capstone. The spring trip, which is to Silicon Valley, and also different conferences just for you to get a chance to expand your own knowledge. And then we also have like career exploration. Our career office for graduate students is really great. I feel like everyone is really invested in your success after STEAM. So they really want to know, I mean, they really want you to get into the career field that you want to be in, the one that you're interested in, and they work hard to make sure that you get there. Um, New subject exposure and expertise, that's just really important as well, just because like it's always nice to be a well-rounded person and expand. And let me try to move this ball around. And also just expanding your knowledges for your life. Um, Outside of the classroom, you have so many experiences and talks with your classmates, with your professors, and just people that you meet in the area. So you gain a lot of new knowledge and skills for just life after STEAM. Okay, so this is just a little bit of the demographics for our current class. We are representing 29 undergraduate institutions. 37% of people already have an advanced degree or experience in the industry. 27% come from first generation or low income families. 45% is female. 36% is underrepresented racial ethnic groups, which is really good. It's actually expanding this year. And 16% are international students. So after STEAM, this is just a little bit of the information about some of the fields that people have went into. I know a lot of people go into consulting just because it's a great field to go into when you're fresh from a master's program. You kind of want to just get your hands, get your feet wet, get your hands out there, and figure out what's going on in the business world. It's great for that. A lot of other people go into tech. I mean, that's great. That's not something that I'm interested in. I would be more interested in the healthcare, biotech, and pharma industry, which is also a field that a lot of our students go into. Um, and here you can see 1 in 4 esteemed graduates work for a startup company, and 31% of those are founders or co-founders. And also, a lot of people do get an opportunity to work with the industry sponsor that they work with for their capstone. So that's also really good. Okay, and this is my information. So that was just a quick rundown of the STEAM. So I'm gonna stop sharing now. And do you guys have any questions?
Any questions? Okay, I have a question, right? So personally, let's go to Kezi. Like Kezi, why did you decide to do a graduate program? Why did you decide to go to graduate school after doing your undergrad?
Sure. So I mentioned this when I was doing my intro a little bit, but so after having my degree in computer science, I said I wanted to. I've always been interested in business or
Uh-huh.
entrepreneurship specifically. So I was looking into doing something that would help me gain those skill sets and also build myself as an entrepreneur. And I had a tech background, and that was not enough for me to speak the language of a business person or an entrepreneur. So I was looking into getting into a program that would help me merge my tech skills and business skills. And when I did my research and found about STEAM, I looked through it and I thought it would be a perfect fit for what I was looking for because at STEAM, we are not only taught how to do business, we're actually doing it through our capstones and through the projects that we do in class.
Hmm.
So reading through that and talking to people who were at the STEAM at that time really made me to want even more to come into STEAM. So that is one of the major reasons why I chose graduate school and I chose STEAM to be specific.
Yeah, that's what I was like a plan. So you already had the technical aspects, and you're trying to figure out how you can acquire these business aspects to make you whole-rounded entrepreneur.
Right.
Yeah. Great answer. Yeah. So, Destiny, I think you mentioned about a capstone project, and you talked a little bit about how you can, as a student, work with industry, bring your own startup ideas, or even work with research, and then how that can gain shape what your future could be. I just want to know if you can talk a little bit, just a little bit. Doesn't have to go into too much detail. The particular capstone you're working on, and how that fits into your graduate school journey.
Okay, so capstone that I am working on is with the commercialization of lung cancer screenings. So basically,
Mm-hmm.
what that means is we want to start an advertising campaign and a funding source to fund early prevention care for lung cancer. So that would be LDCT screenings. Um, and how that fits in my graduate school journey is really cool because, like I said, I want to go into public health in the healthcare field. So for me, it's something that I'm really passionate about working on. And it also allows me to make a lot of connections in the field of healthcare, which is nice. Um, and like I said, it's kind of a mix of industry sponsor and Notre Dame research because I'm working with the Harper Cancer Research Institute. Um, so it's not like a faculty member, but it's also not like a company. So that's something that's interesting as well.
Yeah, thanks for giving a little bit about your research, your capstone project. That sounds super fun. Again, I think that's one of the advantages of STEAM, right? Instead of just like learning theoretical things, we get to apply a lot of what we are learning into real world solutions. So, like your great capstone on commercialization. I'm also working on a capstone project that deals with like laser guns, which I think are super cool. And coming from a technical background, being able to put that knowledge that I have into a very niche field, it has been a very fun experience. So I think Sophie has a question. It says, "What has been the most challenging aspect of esteem?" Right. I think Kezzy and Destiny, you can take that, and then I'll see if I can bring my aspects to it.
I'll go first and try as much as possible to talk about what I think has been challenging to me. So coming directly from college into STEAM, I think trying to get like the workload and what we do in STEAM to what I was doing in undergrad, it's been quite challenging for me to do, the capstone, keep up with the capstone and the classwork and doing your doing my own other side project or working on something else besides esteem and just having your personal life, doing your side businesses and things like that. And at the same time you want to really gain these skills, at the same time you want to really have your grades up. So that has been very very challenging to me, but I think with the support that we get at this team and with working with classmates, it has been a good journey for me so far. But that is one of the challenges that I can talk about in a team. But it's not a challenge that is putting me down. It's a challenge that is doable, and I believe everyone else can go through that. I don't know what everyone else go through or their challenges, but to me, that has been a challenge.
Yeah, that's a great point of view, right? Because I think one of the advantages again of STEAM is that we are presented with a lot of opportunities, right? So now we are not just getting grades for school. We have opportunities in like McCloskey competitions, like pre-accelerated programs, like meeting with venture capitalists. We have these opportunities to bring our ideas to life. So it's like we are kids in a candy store, and we have to make sure we have so many things we want to try out. However, like you said, our grades are also important. Being graduate school, right? There's a rigor of graduate school that is to it. So being able to find that balance is, I think, something that is challenging for every graduate student, but particularly for STEAM students because of the immense opportunities we get access to. But to your point about having a strong support system, helping us navigate that is very important, and that's one of the reasons I love STEAM. Yeah. So Destiny, what do you think?
Um, I think one of the most challenging things for me, is just like we get presented with like so many opportunities to like network and like learn from people in the industries that we're interested in.
Hmm.
So I guess it's kind of like finding the time to do like all of the ones that you want to do, because like maybe there's like 3 info sessions in a week, but you also have classwork, you also have capstone work. So for me, anytime I see anything like healthcare related or pharma or biotech, like I want to get into that. I want to be in that session. I want to hear from those people. So for me, I think sometimes I sign up for like a lot of things, and it's challenging just because like I have other work to get to. But as Kezi said, like I don't feel like it's a bad challenge. I feel like having so many options is like a good challenge. So yeah, it works out.
Yeah, that's a great point, right? And again, it speaks back to being able to prioritize, knowing what things you need to get done, and how you prioritize what needs to get done is super important. And again, to Kez's point, because of the support system, we are able to help. We get help navigating that sphere. But Albert has another great question. It says, "How do you find the balance between personal projects for self improvement and your schoolwork?" So I think I'll tackle this. I want to talk a little bit because I like building things, right? So I'm always trying to build things that might not necessarily be in relations to my schoolwork. But I think one of the beautiful things about STEAM is that it's a very practical experience, right? Like I think Destiny and Game Kezi said in the beginning, we are not just learning things, we are doing the things that we learn. So I get the opportunity to apply things that I learn in class directly to my project. So not only am I like learning things to get good grades, I'm building up things like my portfolio that will make me stand out in the future. Like with our capstones aren't just random. We are matched based on our interests and what we see ourselves doing in the future. And with our side projects, like Kezi said, with her being able to work on side projects, those are all things that we are interested in. So, and we get the opportunity to apply those things that we are learning into our side projects as well. So there's not a lot of dichotomy. There's a lot of interactions between the both, so which is very good. But I think the balance is very personal, like knowing when you want to, dedicate what amount of time you want to dedicate to your personal projects as opposed to your schoolwork is a very personal thing. But if you are in a place where your schoolwork and your personal projects merge or converge, like in a program like STEAM, it's more easier than say, right? So hopefully we answered the question, Albert. If not, let us know. Again, if you're either on the live stream or in the Zoom meeting, just feel free to send in your questions. We'll be sure to address them. Now, moving forward, I think there's a very interesting thing that I want to know, right? And Destiny, because you can speak to this. Like, how did you guys learn about STEAM?
Okay, I can go first. So for me, when I originally started undergrad, I wanted to go into medical school. And so kind of like my journey was like geared towards like going to medical school as soon as I graduate. And then later on, after I did like shadowing and like talk to people, more research, I kind of decided like that's not what I want to do. So then I was looking for different opportunities where I could use my science background, but not necessarily like work in a lab or be like a professor or something, because that's not what I wanted. And so through my school's career center, Esteem came and they had like a recruiting meeting. And so like I wasn't able to go to the meeting, but I like emailed the recruiter, which is a Sally, and I was able to talk with her, and she told me about the program, and I'm like, oh, it combines science and business. That's something that I'm really interested in. And I'm like, oh, this is like the perfect thing for me. And then she invited me to come and like see the campus and like talk to STEAM students and like listen in on some of the classes. So then after I was able to visit Notre Dame, then it kind of was solidified for me. So, yeah.
Oh, nice. So you got your information through like your school's uh, career and counseling services.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Kezi, what about you?
Yeah. So for me, I was talking to my professors about going to grad school and finding a perfect program for me based on my interests. And so I was interested in Notre Dame as a school. But that time
Okay.
I didn't know about STEAM. So I wanted to apply to a PhD program at Notre Dame. And so I was talking to my professors, asking them to write my recommendation letters and things like that. And I think Carl had sent out information about STEAM to one of my professors, and it happened that it's the professor that I talked to write my recommendation letters to Notre Dame. And so he called me and talked to me about it, and he showed me the email, and he told me, this is a program that could be a perfect match for you based on what you've shared with me and based on what you have done and you're planning to do in the future. So if it is something that interests you, let me know and we can see how to work things around for you to apply. And so I got that information and I looked through STEAM. I went to the website and checked out what they do, how the students talk about STEAM and things like that. And I emailed Jessica, I think, and Jessica sent me more of the information about STEAM and even invited me to come to Notre Dame and actually talk to the STEAM students and see the campus, which I did. And when I came to Notre Dame, I think it was a really, really beautiful campus. And I said, I want to come here. Besides what a STEAM is and the experiences that I got being here and talking to STEAM students during that time. So that is how I learned about it, and that is how I started my application, and that is how I got into it.
Wow, that's a great point of view. So you know that Destiny learned about STEAM through her career services, and Kezzy learned it from her professor, who she was very close with. So that's awesome. I come from a very unique perspective, right? Because I didn't know anything about like the Notre Dame graduate school per se, and I wasn't actually looking into graduate school. But then, because I'm very active on LinkedIn, I was connected with one of STEAM's current students, and we hit off a conversation, and she told me, Bemi Silva, she told me about the STEAM program, and I was like, oh, this sounds nice. It was like, hey, I see you on LinkedIn. I think you might be a good fit for this program. So I actually got to learn about the STEAM program through LinkedIn. So again, three various ways of getting into contact with the STEAM. But no matter how you get into or how you know about STEAM, there's always opportunity for you to get involved in the community. So we just wanted to show the different ways in which people hear about STEAM and how no matter how you hear about STEAM, you can get in. So if you're joining, we're still thankful. We are very appreciative. Currently a question from the live webinar. It says, how do I get into the program from a Ghanaian university? So uh, I'll just say that again, shout out to whoever sent that question. I'm Ghanaian. So what's up? Uh, like Destiny shared in her, like Destiny shared in her like Destiny shared in the presentation that she gave, there are around 16% of students who are international, right? So no matter where you are from, the beauty of the STEAM program is that you're able to get in, right? As long as you meet the requirements, you'll be able to come in. So even this currently, unfortunately, due to COVID, we couldn't have a lot of our international students come in directly. Even though I'm international, I came in from a US undergrad, but there were a number of international students directly from other countries who couldn't come in due to COVID. But there's opportunity. It doesn't matter where you're from. If you do meet the requirements, do apply or uh, ask us questions, and then you get in. So you get in through the same way everybody does. As long as you meet the requirements, you get in. Where you're from doesn't really matter. If that makes sense. Awesome. Yeah. So again, if you have any questions, let it flow, and then we'll get to it. Now, I think another question that I have brewing right here is that I don't know if you guys can talk a little bit about some of the very unique opportunities that you've had at the STEAM program, right? You talked about your side project that you're working on. Are you willing to share any of the side projects you've been working on and how the STEAM program has helped you navigate that side project per se?
Okay, I can start. So one of the things that I'm working on is through McCloskey.
Mm-hmm.
So what that is like a new venture competition. So like you can pitch your idea, and if you do well and get through all the rounds, you can win money. So that's always great. And so basically, my idea is kind of like social entrepreneurship. So it's not like tech or like a product that I'm selling. It's more like the idea of something or like a service. And the way I've gotten like a lot of support and help with that is like through alumni that I know from Esteem, and also like through people who work in the Esteem Center. I mean, not the Esteem Center, the Idea Center. And so they've connected me with people who are like in the same type of like industry that I would like to be in. And also gave me like great things to read, and other people to network with and talk to about like the things that I want to do. So that's always nice. And one great thing about the Idea Center, I do work in the Idea Center. So something good about that is that like even though like I'm an employee there, they still care about like my outside interests and then like what I want to get out of my time here at Notre Dame. So whether it's like my time working in that position or my time in the STEAM, they're really interested in like what I have and like what are my personal goals that I want to get accomplished. So that's really nice.
Ah, nice, Kezzy.
Yeah. So I think my capstone has been a greater part of my learning process in STEAM because I got matched to a capstone project where I learned about what it's kind of almost the same thing that my side project does, or the skills that I would need for my side project. Because I'm working on a project where we're trying to use artificial intelligence to scan through or scan the skin to detect certain diseases like skin cancer or other skin infections before they actually become hazardous. So working with my capstone, we are using a lot of artificial intelligence algorithms and data analytics and stuff like that. So some of them I'm learning for the first time, and getting those skills just by literally doing the project with those experienced people actually makes me gain those skills even more to work on my side project, which is the the health tech stuff that I'm talking about. So my capstone has been a greater part of that. Another thing, as Destiny said, the Idea Center is very, very helpful, especially to STEAM students, because when you have an idea, they actually help you to build it, and they encourage you to go ahead and do whatever you want to do as long as you believe in it and as long as you really, really want to do it. So I've been getting support from Idea Center, just sharing what you want to do. And almost everyone that you talk to want to help you. They actually want to connect you to somebody. So that one has been a great thing to do as well. Another resource that is here is talking to your fellow STEAM students. So, people work on different projects, but certain ideas are almost the same, or the things that people do are almost the same. So I also share with my other esteemed students, and we talk about it, and I tell them what I do, they tell me what they do and how they do it and what helps them to do what they do. So that is another way to get these things done. Yeah.
Wow, that's really awesome. Like, I think both of you talk about a very strong support system, right? Coming from both the Idea Center, the teachers and the staff, and also from our fellow students, right? Our fellow classmates, because we are all interested in being entrepreneurial. These we get to engage with people who are like-minded, who are all like on point and trying to get things done. We get to learn from them and also get the support of the faculty and stuff. So that's a great point. So for me, I would say that. I had never thought that I would be able to have a startup ever. But then coming to the STEAM program, using the things that I've learned and the resources that are available, I've been able to bootstrap two startups, which is insane to me. So those are some of the opportunities that have been handed to me. I'm going through like a pre-accelerator program right now, meeting with investors, and I never thought that would be something that's an option for me. But being through the program has been really helpful. So yeah. Now, I think we've talked a little bit about like why esteem, right? Let's talk a little, just some bit about like what the application process is like and what some of the requirements are like. So, with Destiny, I'll go. This question is mainly for you. Can you tell us what the application process is like? How would someone who has identified esteem as a particular opportunity they can take advantage of engage with the application process?
Okay, so one of the big things with Esteem, or one of the good things with Esteem, is that they have four application rounds. So the first one has already passed, but they have another one coming up in December for people to apply. And another thing to know is that the GRE is no longer required. So that is great for people who do not want to take the GRE. You can save money, also save yourself some stress. Basically, the process is like you have to write two essays. One of them is something about being like entrepreneurial, and then the other one I think is why esteem. Um, so it's really not a hard application process at all. Sometimes you have to give recommendation letters. Get it would be nice to get them from people who you worked with in like the STEM field. That always looks great. But just like when you're putting in your essays, just make sure like you talk about things that make you different, like what what makes you the right fit for a theme. Um, and it doesn't always have to be like STEM related, and it doesn't have to be like, oh, I was such a great student in undergrad, like this is why you should pick me for STEAM. Try to make it more personal, tell your story, and also don't be afraid to brag on yourself, because this is definitely the time to do that. So yeah, it's very simple application process. And like if anyone needs help with the process or you have any questions, if you want someone to like proofread your essays or anything, just let us know. Those are things that we would definitely be open to doing.
Yeah, so thank you so much for sharing that. Like, I put my fist up for the GRE because I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a test taker like that. So the GRE, I did okay, but it was a struggle. So I'm really glad that it's no longer a requirement. So that's awesome. Again, so pass it around. You don't need to take the GRE to come into ESTEEM's program, which is amazing. Yeah, again, to your point, I think the program has made simple enough to ensure that everyone, no matter who you are, as long as you meet their requirements, be able to apply and then get in, right? To level the playing field for all of us, because talent is everywhere, opportunity is not. And I think Esteem is doing its best to ensure that everyone at least gets the opportunity to get into this, right? And again, to your point about like the essays and then bragging on yourself and then like being unique, like if you hear the story of the two of us, even though we're all in the STEM background, we all come from very peculiar circumstances, right? I think Kezi and Destiny came directly from undergrad. I came from taking some time to work and I came in. There are people who are from the military who are in esteem. There are people who are doing like uh, who worked for a long time before coming to STEAM. I think there was a point where someone who was there's a doctor who's still doing the STEAM program. So there's a diverse, very, very diverse people from various backgrounds who are very involved in the STEAM program. And that's one of the benefits of having an application system that is very, very great. And in addition, don't forget to brag on yourself, right? You've done a lot of good work. Make sure that other people who are not there when we're doing those good work are able to see your good works, right? So make sure you talk about things that you've done and accomplished. So don't be shy to brag on yourself. Now, to Kezi, I just want to know what the application process was like for you, right? Like when you applied to Steam, how was the application process for you?
I think for me, it was really, really simple to apply to ESTEEM because I had actually applied to Notre Dame for a PhD.
Yeah.
And it is
Okay.
kind of, it's one system of application. So I had, by the time I learned about ESTEEM, I had sent my recommendation letters. I had sent my personal statement.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I did that, I had to actually do another personal statement that was in line with what ESTEAM requires because the other one was for a different program. But it was really, really simple. Everything I did online, which I think is still the same thing. So I submitted all my documents online and um, I waited on my decision.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think you raise a very important point, right? That even though Steam is amazing and we love you to apply to Steam, like don't only apply to Steam, right? You should also apply to other places, uh, just just to see, right? But you should always pick at Steam because Steam is the best. But but going to a more lighter round, right? I want to know how you guys' experience has been like at Notre Dame in general and the Steam program. Any how has your experience been like? Okay, Cassie, we see you.
Well, I think so far I've had a great experience at Notre Dame because away from the academic stuffs and STEAM and the things that we do at the Idea Center, Notre Dame is a very beautiful campus.
Mm,
Talking about, I love fitness, so I take my evening walks around the lakes, which is
nice.
also refreshing to me. Just having done all the throughout the day working on my capstone, my projects, my classes, and all the things that go on in academic wise. So I take my time to just have time by myself walking around the lake and meeting people who are also walking around the lake and just feeling good. Another thing that I would say is the friends that I've made, particularly in esteem. I've really, really made great people in esteem and made friendships that I think are gonna last the rest of my life. So that is another great thing about being in esteem and being at Notre Dame. Yeah, so far I hope to.
Yeah, Destiny. What about you?
Okay, my experience has been really good. Like Kezi said, like the people are really great, the people that I meet in esteem. And just also like the faculty at Notre Dame, the other students from other programs at Notre Dame are all really great. I just feel like everyone is invested in each other's success. So like if you're working on something, you tell me about it. If I know someone who can help you with that, like everyone is willing to like share people in their network. Um, it's also nice to know like people care about you. Like even though I don't know every single person, like personally in esteem, it's like we still have this like connection, like everyone can talk to everyone, everyone is in a comfortable space, everyone is interested in everybody doing well. So that's always something that's nice for me. And yeah, it's also a beautiful campus. We always have events going on, like every week they send out like a newsletter. It's important to read your newsletter. But yeah, they send out a newsletter and say like what kind of events they have going on. So it's really nice. I really like it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's. I think the beautiful campus is something that we can all like attest to, right? Because I had never been to Notre Dame before coming to this new program, and I was like, oh my god, this is something else. It's very nice to taking shows, like Kezi said. But again, I think one of the great things that I've gotten from this, I get to meet people like you, right? Like you are some of the smartest people that I've met, and you have very nice insights into a lot of things. And I've enjoyed work. I've done a lot of group works with you guys. I've enjoyed it. So that community of intellectuals who think like you and want the same things is very important. But I think one thing that was very shocking to me was the love of football, right? So like I didn't go to like a large college. I went to a small undergrad school and we didn't have like football like this. But here football is like I don't know, almost like a way of life for some people. It's like today there's a game, right? And people are all over the place. So that team spirit is very nice to hear. It's very nice to like see in real life. So yeah. Again, if you're just joining us, if you have any questions, let us know. We'll try to post the webinar on on YouTube so that you can watch again if you've missed anything. But we appreciate you taking the time to join with us, right? So I think the last thing that we want to do right now, as we're clearing our time, is that we're going to play two truths and a lie about your esteem process, right? Like you tell us two truths and then you tell us a lie, and I think you guys can. It should be about your esteem experience, and then the audience might try to figure out which one is the truth and which one is the lie. You have a minute to think about it, so think about it, and when you're ready, let us go. Two truths and a lie.
Okay, Emmanuel, I think you can go first.
I should go first.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, so uh, I need a minute here, right? Let's take a minute, like 30 seconds. Okay, so I messed up my first ever presentation in grad school. Uh, why that face, Kezi? I'm trying to. Okay, so I messed up my first ever presentation in high school. I got to pitch for $20,000, and uh, I'm currently working on a virtual reality experience project. So yeah, anybody in the audience can like chime in. So I messed up my first presentation in grad school. I've pitched for $20,000 for a venture capital firm, and I'm currently working on a virtual reality experience project. Don't be shy. You can send in your comments. Okay, we got one. It says you messed up your first presentation. Is a lie. Okay. Anyone else? You know what? Let's go to everyone else, and then we'll come back to mine because I feel like it's still fresh. Yeah. So, Destiny, what's yours?
Okay. Um, hmm. Okay. So first, um, I have networked and connected with people who have owned multi-million dollar companies. Um, I participated in a pitch competition, and hmm, what's my last one? And and I traveled to Chicago while in the scene. Those.
Okay, y'all heard that? Yeah. What are your bets?
Okay, I'm gonna say them one more time in a better
Hmm.
form. Okay, so first one is I've networked and connected with people who have ran multi-million dollar companies. Um, I participated in a pitch competition, and I traveled to Chicago while being in the STEAM. Okay.
Okay, we got Chicago is a lie. Okay, Kezzy, let's do you last.
God. So I doubt I have three of them, but I'm doing my capstone with a big tech company. Um, I am working on a side project to create a mobile app that will help farmers to detect certain diseases on the plants by scanning through the leaves of plants. And the last one would be I am a teaching assistant.
Okay, can you repeat it so that people hear?
So the first one I said I'm doing my capstone project with a big tech company. The second one I said I am working on a side project where I'm creating a mobile app that farmers would use to detect diseases on their plants. The third one I said I am a teaching assistant at Notre Dame.
Yeah. So again, coming to me, I think if anyone has points, let us know. What do you guys think of Kezzy? Okay, so we have your capstone projects with big tech companies alike. So let's start from me first, right? So I definitely messed up my first big presentation in grad school. It was horrible. I think that's why kids was laughing. I don't know why anyone would think that was a lie. So the second one was a lie, but yeah, I'm currently working on the VR experience as well, and then I definitely messed up my first presentation. But hey, we have to pick up ourselves and then keep moving. Yeah, Destiny, what about you?
Okay. I have traveled to Chicago while in the STEAM.
Hey,
It's very close, and you can put a mask on the train. So yeah, I have done that. Um, and the lie was that I participated in a pitch competition because I have not pitched anything yet. I
yes,
signed up.
yeah,
I have not pitched anything. So
okay. So far, no winners. But shout out to Ivy and Albert for trying. We see you. We see you. And Kenzie, what's yours?
Well, I don't know, but I think I messed up everything because I said all lies.
Hey, we move. We move. But that's it. So the two truths and the lies that you lied. All of them were lies. So that's the truth. Yeah. So hey, again, yeah, but since we're out of time, I want to thank everyone so much for joining us. Again, we're going to try to post this link to this webinar on YouTube so that you can watch it. We're going to share it with all the registrars and also share it on our social media platform so that other people can enjoy it. If you do have any questions, please, I put a registration bit.ly in the link in the Zoom. Please sign up, or if you've seen the registration anywhere, sign up, and then we will send you updates and like more information about the esteem program, don't forget to, don't hesitate to reach out to any of us if you have any questions regarding the esteem program. Again, really appreciate your time, and I hope you guys had fun. I had a lot of fun, and a loud round of applause for Destiny and Kezi. Again, two of the smartest people I know, and we're very appreciative that you guys joined us. Thank you so much. Uh, and yeah, we're going to stick around for a while if anyone else has like any questions. But this is the end of the webinar. Again, we appreciate your time, and then hope you hope you have a great day, the rest of the day, and a great weekend as well. So bye.